What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another early access gameplay review. Today's game looks a little bit different to the kind of games that I've been reviewing recently. It's called Gloomy Eyes. I'm not 100% sure who develops it and who publishes it. I'm going to put all that info in the description down below because it seems that there's quite a lot of different teams and studios involved. Though it does seem that they might be sort of like heavily France based. The game describes itself as a self-co-op zombie love story, very, very Tim Burton-esque. It's nicely narrated as well. The last few games I've had have had no narration, so that's nice. Very heavy-set Irish man narrating this French-developed game is certainly an interesting mix, and it looks like I'm being thrown straight into the game. Okay, let's see what's going on then. So, Chapter 1, Gloomy. Okay. So it's some sort of... Oh! Was I meant to do that? No, I've gone in... Okay. So, avoid the light. Standard, fair enough, fair play. I've got to watch this again. Or can I skip? Oh, yes, I can skip. Lovely, okay. So, avoid the light. At least we've discovered that nice and early. Pick up items, get... Cool, okay. So, at the moment, the levels seem nice and short, nice and small and concise. Sort of loose puzzle-based... run away! Loose puzzle-based gameplay. What's this? Everything wild. I'll tell you to make the best of it. I really like the voice acting. I think I'm already going to enjoy this story. It's really... I don't know, it's immediately it's slapping me in the face with its charm. Ooh, that's good. So you can look around, get a better idea. So yeah, it looks like it's like, oh, what's it reminding me of? A little bit like Fez, in how it's very small, concise areas. You can zoom out, have a look around them, and figure out what you're doing. Okay, right, what am I doing with this? Yeah, as I was saying, mega charming. Have I got to climb up now? I'm gonna get hurt in the light again, aren't I? Where? So do I climb? Yeah. Okay, do I not need the... No, okay, I didn't need... Okay, maybe the coffin goes out through the door, then, through the gate. Push that along there. I must have to go up the gate first. Or can I push this through the gate? I'm guessing it's going to be one of those little adventure games that's got lots of stuff you can do off the beaten track. And I love that because I love exploring in games more than anything and finding every little nook and cranny and every hidden thing, every secret, every Easter egg, every reference. Right, that has opened up the gate. Lovely. Okay, and there's clearly a... okay, I think I used the... Yeah, I think I used the coffin to bridge that gap. Let's go do that. I'm going to have to open it first, okay. Scoot out the way. Oh, not left myself enough room. First impressions are very, very positive. It's got a lot of charm to it. It's very cute. As I said, really nicely narrated. Controls pretty well so far. Hard to say about the camera controls because it seems quite fixed, but I like the way that you can zoom out, manipulate the camera and the area to see what's like behind, what you can go and aim for, and find any secrets and stuff like that. Okay, that's that done. Lovely. Is he going to come and get me? No, because I'm a zombie. Boom. Oh, trophy. Very nice. There's going to be loads of little secret, hard to find trophies for just sort of interacting with everything and anything that you find. Am I stuck? Oh no, I seemed a bit stuck there. It feels like I'm listening to an audiobook. Like it's really, really nicely put together. It's really smooth. I don't know, the voice acting is almost sort of... I can see why they've said that it's cozy, because this isn't the kind of game and the gameplay that you would really associate with cozy. I think with cozy you tend to think of farming simulators, cute little villages, games that are like heavily text based. Oh, that's another secret trophy there, lovely. But yeah, it's got a really cozy vibe to it. It's really, listening to the guy talk, maybe it's just because it's an Irish accent and that's obviously very soothing, but there's something really quite calming about this game, which is interesting when you consider that it's a game about zombies. I assume that the love story part of it is going to come about with me falling in love with a human girl, or the human girl falling in love with me. Just get the feeling that that's the way it's going to go. Sort of like Beauty and the Beast. Girl falls in love with Beast, or Beast falls in love with girl, or whatever. Is that the end of the first level? Yes, I believe so. Chapter 1 finished? I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Son had grown tired of the idiocy of humans. It is super Tim Burton, isn't it? Feels very Corpse Bride, Coraline, those sort of vibes to it. Yeah, I really like the art direction. Love his gloomy eyes, as is written in the title. Okay, so yes, that was the end of chapter 1. Okay, maybe that was just a nice quick opening tutorial like mission. Very, very quick. So I'm pretty sure that butterfly is sort of a guide, a bit of a navvy, essentially, pointing you in the right direction. That seems a bit too hand-holdy for me. I don't know what the target demographic is for this game outside of maybe Disney adults. I don't know what the age range is that they're hoping for. That does seem very kids first zombie / kids first adventure game. It does seem a little bit too slap you in the face obvious where you've got to go and what you've got to do. Not just the narration, but just the audio in general is really pleasing, really, really nice. I agree, Gloomy. Grown-ups are stupid. Yes, dead or alive, grown-ups are definitely stupid. I can vouch. I can confirm as one of them. Okay, so it looks like we're getting more out and about into like the real world now. More light to deal with. The butterfly is still very much pointing me in the right direction. That's a bit of a shame, but it's each to their own, isn't it? Somebody else, the next person to play this might absolutely love that and having their hand held a little bit like that. It would be nice if there was an option to turn the guide on or off. Maybe there is. I'll have a look in the settings in a bit. That big lorry is very much coming for me. Let's run. There we go. Cool. Okay. I fear it is a little bit too easy. That's my only criticism so far, but as I said, that's just me. Maybe this is only chapter 2. I don't know how many chapters there are. I would imagine there's quite a lot if they're all going to be this short, but maybe the later levels are going to get a bit more intricate and a bit more complex with their puzzles, but at the moment it does seem very just go here, press this, carry on. And I feel bad saying that because I really want to enjoy this, and I am enjoying it so far. It's just, maybe I'm just nitpicking a little bit. Is that chasing after me? Okay, let's run. Is this like, is this meant to give me a sense of panic and danger? Because it's extremely slow panic if it is. Okay. Right. The game is a lot brighter and bolder and more beautiful, striking colours than I was expecting it to be. So that's nice. Okay, what's up here? I've obviously got to go through that door because that's the way the butterfly has told me to go. There's bound to be stuff around this house, like on the outside. There we go. Oh, okay, no, that's where the butterfly's telling me to go, on the other side of there. So, there's a zombie there. Can I interrupt with you, sir? The last couple gave me trophies. No, okay, right then, let's crack on. Let's go in the house. Oh, try that again. Okay, let's go in the house. Okay, yep, use this to shield myself from the light. Very nice. I know what this game reminds me of. Is Very Little Nightmares. Very little. Oh, bollocks! Didn't notice the light. Okay. So, I mean, there is a bit of difficulty there, but I don't know. Is it difficulty or is it just me being stupid and not looking where I'm going? Yeah, I feel like this game is heavily inspired by Little Nightmares. Fantastic games. But they... Can I go this way? Drop down? What am I missing? That's so close. No, it's got me again. Okay, alright. I don't feel like this is a difficulty factor. I think it's just me. Yeah, so the thing with Little Nightmares is obviously they're much creepier and eerie and a bit disturbing and a little bit like, make your skin crawl. I'm not getting that from this yet because it is very... There we go, down here. Right, okay. Yeah, because it's very cozy and very nice. I need to find my butterfly friend. Where's he gone? Okay, that's that taken out. Let's... I assume it's just... Do I need to take that with me? No, just carry on now. Okay, right, let's go back to my... Oh, there he is behind the door. Right, initial impressions. Artistically, visually, graphics, I cannot fault this at all. They've absolutely struck gold. They've had a brief, they've gone for it, they've tried to make it Tim Burton-esque, very cute, very colourful, very charming. They've absolutely nailed it. I think it would be harsh to give them anything less than a 10 for the visuals. Obviously, it's not a AAA game, beautiful ultra realism, but if you grade it and review it based on what it's going for, you know, its budget, the fact that it's an indie game, the fact that this is exactly how they wanted it to look, I think it's beautiful. It's a very, very good looking game. It's very striking, it's very charming, it's very vibrant and just enjoyable. I'm having a good time exploring these environments, and you can't really give higher praise than that, I don't think. It's another very easy 10 out of 10 for the audio. I think they've absolutely nailed it. They've nailed the brief. The narration is fantastic. Some of the best narration I've ever heard in a game. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game and there's just a bloke talking over it. It feels very natural. He feels very much part of the world, despite his strong Irish accent not really... I don't know, you wouldn't think it would fit, and it's a French development team. It doesn't sound like it should all work, but it marries together really nicely. There's those classic sort of horror twangs that you get. Here's the girl we're going to fall in love with, very nice. Yeah, the audio's got those sort of piano and cello sort of sounds that in a horror film would normally give you a jump scare, you know, those kind of sounds. I think you know what I mean. But it doesn't use them to create a sense of panic or fear or anything like that. They're weirdly comforting. They're playing along now while we're being introduced to this girl character, and they don't feel eerie and creepy. They're just really nice world building noises. The sound effects, the walking on the floors, the walking in the grass and on the sludge outside when it was raining, walking on floorboards and wood, and the rustling of leaves and the noises of the zombies, it's all just wonderful. It's really nice. It all comes together perfectly. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for audio. Right, going on to the gameplay, I think this is a really good time to talk about gameplay because I've switched to a new character, and there seems to be more of an emphasis here on finding stuff and finding my way. Okay, yeah, this... I don't think I've explained that very well, but this area is feeling a bit more of a puzzle, whereas the last two chapters and areas felt a bit more like I was just trying to get out. And I like that. That's a good gameplay jump. Where are we going? Where are we going down here? Okay, so I need a key for that door. She got... Right, okay, there's... Yeah, what's around here? A little passageway. Ooh, a diary. Okay, so collectibles as well. That's my first collectible. I don't know if I've missed any others, but that's certainly the first one that I found. So that's another extra little element to the replayability, which I'll come on to afterwards. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, I mean, it controls really well. The characters move quite quickly and smoothly and nicely. I've not had any bugs or issues. I've not had any invisible walls or anything like that. The gameplay, sort of the main mechanic, is quite point and click. I think I was getting really heavy point and click vibes from it at the very start, like Day of the Tentacle, those kind of games, and Escape from Monkey Island and that, where it's just find stuff, pick stuff up, interact with put it in other places and make things happen, find, you know, you need to get through this door, go somewhere else and find a way and come back. There's quite a bit of backtracking, but it's not a bad thing. It's what they've gone for. It's not the most exciting gameplay, but that's just a personal preference. As I've said a few times, Little Nightmares, it plays incredibly similarly to that. At the minute, I'm avoiding that horrible man there in the house, which is what you spend a lot of your time doing in Little Nightmares. For me personally, and that's the only way that I can review these games, the gameplay is a little bit too basic for me, and the whole butterfly showing you exactly where to go, it's just holding my hand a little bit too much. I like a bit more of a challenge. I don't like it to be obviously insanely difficult or anything, and it's nice to have a little bit of a hint every now and then, but I would hope to be able to turn off the butterfly for a little bit more of a challenge. I feel like I'm probably just about in the target demographic for, like, in terms of my interests, but I'm not in the age demographic. I feel like this is probably, I don't know, my son is 5 years old, and I feel fairly confident that he could play this and understand it and sort of understand how to interact with things, where to go, how to find things, connect the dots and solve the puzzles. That's not a bad thing. I think it's great that it would be good for him. I think it would also probably be good for kids up to maybe about 10, 11, 12 sort of age, especially if they're really into stuff like this, like Hotel Transylvania and Goosebumps and those kind of things. So I think as the player, as the reviewer, being me, and for my interests and my preferences, I think I'd probably have to rate the gameplay down as a 6, because it is so very basic and very simple. It doesn't need to be any more complex than it is, and somebody else might give it a 10 out of 10 for gameplay, and more power to them. But I have to review them honestly, and I have to review it as me playing the game, not as me imagining somebody else playing the game. So for me, yeah, gameplay is a 6 because it just leaves a lot to be desired. In terms of replayability, he just saw me then. God, I got lucky then. Again, very, very Little Nightmares. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. The replayability. The levels seem very, very short, and I don't, outside of a trophy list, I don't see like what reason I'd have to go back and replay. There's no difficulty settings. It's just go. You just play on the default difficulty. There's obviously the collectibles, which I've found one of so far. I don't know if I've missed any so far. I don't know. The replayability is a difficult one. It seems like it's probably a quite a simple, straightforward trophy list, and I like to get platinum trophies, so there's that element of the replayability for me. But in terms of, like, you know, playing the game again, I don't think I'm going to be in any desperate need or want or desire to see this story again or experience this gameplay again, unless as the game goes further on there's going to be branching pathways and branching storylines. I can't imagine it is. It does feel very sort of by the book. Again, not a bad thing at all. That's what they've gone for. It's the same as with the gameplay. That's what they were hoping to achieve. They weren't, you know, going for something more complex and then only managed to deliver what they've delivered. They've absolutely hit the nail on the head and hit their own brief. So it feels harsh to rate it down, but somebody else might absolutely adore this game and want to replay it through multiple times. But for me, I think it's going to be quite a quick game to beat, and it's going to be quite a quick game to go back and platinum, and then I would probably drop it, and not due to the quality of the game, just due to the lack of, I guess, the lack of variety and the lack of having any real key. Like, I can't imagine there's going to be a new game plus, because there's no abilities, there's nothing that you unlock along the way. So I think I'm going to have to give the replayability as low as a 4. But what have we got there? We've got 10 for visuals, 10 for audio, a 6 for the gameplay, a 4 for the replayability, so 30. Average it out, and we'll give it, I think I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10. That probably sounds quite high, considering I I gave quite a low score to the gameplay and the replayability, but graphically and in terms of the audio, I think this is an absolutely stunning game. I love it. It's definitely a nice little cozy, cute story, really nicely narrated. It's really easy to enjoy. Like, it's really easy to just sit back and play. I'm not having to think too hard about it. There's no difficult bosses, there's no horrifying chase sections or anything like that. It's just a really easy, nice play. It's definitely cozy, like they were aiming for. It's definitely not the kind of game you would expect to be cozy, especially if you've played games like Little Nightmares, which this so clearly borrows a lot from. Where the fuck am I going? Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on the review, but where on earth am I going here? Am I just being simple? I feel like, I mean, obviously I've got to put something in that thing over there. I've gone up to his back to try and take that vial or battery, whatever it is, off his back, and it's not letting me interact. I can't see anything else that I've got to do. There's nothing else to pick up at all. I'll try again. Maybe I just didn't quite get near enough to him. But like, going back to what I was saying about the gameplay, like, look how incredibly just, like, no pressure at all. I'm sneaking right behind the one and only enemy that there is here. He's just doing small laps, short laps of this tiny little courtyard type area. There's just absolutely no tension to it at all. I'm not worried that he's going to catch me, even though I'm dicking about and missing something incredibly obvious and not able to find the way to get through. All I'm getting is frustrated, but I don't feel like it's the game's fault here. I feel like it's my fault. It's not up there. Come on, is it? There we go. It just wasn't letting me interact with it before. I don't think it was the game's fault. I'm sure it was me. I feel like I've got another short chapter on my way here, so I'm gonna get this one done, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day for this review. When I had a very quick look to see what the game was about, I did notice the price. I don't know if this is the same across all platforms, but if I remember rightly, I'm sure it was £25. So the equivalent of maybe like $30. I don't know what the exchange rate is at the minute, but £25. I think Xbox, it might have said 21. Steam was around the £25 mark. I think that's, unless this is going to be like a 20-30 hour epic, I don't think it's worth the money, and I don't think I'd want this to be a 20-30 hour epic anyway. I'd want it to be maybe sort of like, I don't know, between the 5 and 10 hour mark. I'm roughly maybe half an hour in to playing this, vaguely, and I'm already, I feel, quite close to the end of chapter 4. So it's not going to be the longest game in the world. I think £25 might be a bit steep. I'd probably wait for a sale. Feels like the end of the chapter is afoot. So I mean, major positives. Highlights are the visual style and the audio and the narration, especially. Low lights and ever so slight criticisms would be the gameplay and the replayability. The gameplay is good, it's just not in depth enough for me. It's very, very simple, but some people may like that, some people may not. Oh, hello. Is that? Oh no, I thought that was me. I thought that was me butterfly friend again. I've not seen him recently. Zombies, like, if that's as hard as it is to avoid zombies, then I think my 3-year-old might be able to do pretty well at this, to be honest. No, I'm veering towards insulting the game, and I don't want to do that because it is a lot of fun. That's the end of the chapter. I've found the butterflies again, the fireflies. They're not butterflies, Chris, you idiot. They're quite obviously fireflies. Okay, so I'm gonna get through this and then call it a day. So, Untold Tales, Arte, and Fishing Cactus, I think it was. Those are some of the developers that I can remember. There might have been more. There were loads of publishers, but I will, like I said at the start, I'll put all that in the description. I'll put all the links to the various store fronts and marketplaces where you can buy this on Steam, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox. I would definitely recommend it if you're massively into this kind of thing and Tim Burton vibes, but I would also heavily recommend that you wait for a sale, because it is a very good game, but I think £25 is a bit steep. But thank you to all of those developers, thank you to all the publishers involved for giving me the opportunity to play Gloomy Eyes. I'm definitely going to play it to completion because I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you ever so much for sticking with it all the way to the end. If you could please hit the like button, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts on Gloomy Eyes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Oh, there's... Okay, right, let's have a quick look. Oh my, there's only 14 chapters. Yeah, it's very good, but wait for a sale. Thank you ever so much. Hope to catch you again on the channel very, very soon. Take care, till next time.
Oh, you can...